Welcome to Shuffle, a music conversation for everyday people, a place where music is always first. I'm Jay Brooks.
I'm Nola C.
And
And
this
this
is
is
Shuffle.
Shuffle. We want to thank you for entering our Music Lovers Paradise.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Welcome
How are
back.
you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing amazing.
Are we?
Yes.
Are you walking in purpose in 2021?
I am.
Is your year off to a good start?
It is.
I mean, when you get,
January 8th.
when you get Jazmine Sullivan.
Just hit a smack dead boom in the face.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining us again for another episode of Shuffle. As we already mentioned, and as you already know, HeauxTales has arrived. It's finally here.
The fashion it arrived in.
Mm-hmm.
So you drop Girl Like Me with her 3 days before the actual EP drops.
Which was totally unexpected.
On top of that, you drop the Tiny Desk. So you just drop in gems.
With a little link.
2021.
Instantly when it came in, I thought that, oh shit, it's like out now. But then it was like, 12 p.m.
Yeah.
12 I was like.
When you send me the track list, what did I point out first?
We getting there.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, guys.
Welcome back. So let's talk concept. Let's start there. So HeauxTales, the EP, it's an EP. Don't let the monologues fool you.
Oh, it's too short.
I think when everybody also too, when they first saw the track list, they was like, oh, there's 14 tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. there's some spoken word.
Yes.
Thrown in there.
You gotta warm me up before I get to the song.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But HeauxTales is an EP centered around insecurities, longings, mishap and desires, romantic mishaps. And it's constructed, around the women in Jazmine Sullivan's life.
Yes.
This album is definitely for women, but to be honest, why would I not indulge in it? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
You have to.
Damn it.
You got to know what's going on.
First of all, it's Jazmine Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
A very high standard, a venerated, artist in music, and she deserves. And I'd be damned not to support her and uplift her. So that's just a forewarning for me, because all the things that I love about this album are all the things that have nothing to do with me as a male.
And all the things we love about her voice, but don't forget about that pen. Just look how she draws inspiration off of other people's lives.
I feel like
make it into something that we believe in.
It's the voice and it's the pen. It's the voice and it's the pen. It's like one of the others not greater, but I mean,
amazing combination. That's a gift. That's what I call a talent.
There's no imitation. There's no need to have to scale back to search to find something genuine. Like, it's in your face.
Exactly.
It's raw. So let's talk about the tales. Let's talk about the tales. Let's talk about those. So I want to know, what is your favorite tale? Or what are your favorite tales?
Okay, so I have 3 favorite tales.
Let's run it.
So my first one is Precious. I love Precious. She talks about, a man that hustles, because there is nothing. If I'm hustling, then I need you right alongside of me hustling as well. I mean, if you used to a certain lifestyle, or it's a lifestyle that you don't want to go back to, then hello, I need my partner to be on the same level that I'm on. So I love Precious.
Okay.
And I think that was the interlude to The Other Side.
Absolutely.
It was, because that's my song. But Antoinette, what? Antoinette
Powerful.
wasn't playing.
Right.
Antoinette was like, baby, these men and their egos, they forget that we are all humans. And just as well as you have sexual desires, I do as well.
And that's facts.
As a woman. And I'm going to own it.
And again, this is definitely an album specifically for women. But I think everybody in relationships can relate to that. Who's it for? That type of line. That's so common.
Gosh. You know
That's
what?
We talked about this before.
And we talked about that, and I told you, I hate when a dude be like, whose is it? Nigga, it's mine.
Exactly.
Now pick up your feelings.
However, sometimes,
I mean, okay, when you're in the moment.
If they're doing it right.
Yes.
Then it's okay. So
But you know how they be taking that to heart.
Okay, well, you probably need to send out a correction.
Oh, you know what I said last night wasn't
Send
true.
out a rough.
That's what you want me. You know what I said last night wasn't true.
If he asks again and then you say it's his again, I mean, who am I to believe?
He might be hitting the spot again.
I mean,
don't start.
Hey, we all can't.
Or how about just don't ask?
We all can't be the champ, or maybe some of us are. I don't know. So, Antoinette's tale.
All right, and of course, hands down, Ari Lennox tale.
I must agree. Of course,
it was funny but honest.
It was hilarious,
and if you watch her lives, you know that that's just her. Like, she don't try to be funny. She just be herself.
I mean, you got a preview of that, and you got an introduction of that too on Shea Butter Baby, the interludes that follow the song.
Let me go check on these garbanzo beans. Make sure they cook yet.
Facts. I was literally willing to ruin my career. That line was just like, this is about to take me out. And she said,
blessings.
She said, he would be like, bitch, do you know what Google says?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
But I know
also know what that dick said. She said, it spoke life, invigoration,
soul.
Blessings, and soul. And don't forget the turmoil, because what? #toxic.
Don't forget please God, understand.
Like,
it's my truth. It's only my truth.
Nobody but Ari. And I also like Donna's tale. With the congregation of women. That's actually one of my favorite. That's actually.
I said not with the church organs.
Well, that was perfect because it was ceremonial. Like,
it was just like,
it was gospel. It was like doctrine for
how your
Black
aunties
women.
would get
right,
together
like how
and
they
have that
survived
conversation.
and how they endured, and everyone thinks that, like, how do you put up with it? Well, because I also had an interest. Mm-hmm. I had a hand.
And homegirl was preaching.
She said, well, hell, I've been home with too. She said, and our mama did it.
Right.
She said, you been tricking?
Everybody clapping along like, yeah,
like,
right.
But that was true sisterhood. That was showcased. Mm-hmm. And it also made me think about Tank has Sex, Love, and Pain. And he has similar interludes throughout the album where he's talking to these guys. That's how he finds out that the girl that he was with was messing around, because it was actually a guy amongst the group, talking about women, having that conversation. Mm-hmm. So, you have to respect that, because it also just paints that picture like we're all alike. We may not know each other, but somehow, somewhere down the line,
we all alike.
We're all alike.
Yeah. And shout out to, I think it was Rashida's tale. The
Definitely
one
honorable mention.
Before Lost One. Because I remember when Lost One first dropped, it was right when quarantine hit, and Jazmine had us all in our feelings. We were like,
Lost One was rough at the moment. It was almost as if this is good.
Don't love nobody else but me.
it was a little rough to really accept it at that time.
Tying everything together, listening to the interlude was good, and it made me fall in love with that song.
Changed the way I definitely viewed the song.
So I cry even harder. Thank you, Jazmine and friends.
It stings. It almost has a country vibe to it. Lost One. I never really thought about it, but when I thought about, of course, it has the acoustic, the guitar, but it does, when you listen to the actual, like, the track, it's like, this definitely has a country undertone.
Don't have too much fun without me.
Right. I could definitely see that.
Let me tell you something.
I would push to have that crossover. I'm going to just speak this
now. Award shows,
people at RCA,
please don't disappoint us.
I know it's going to be submitted.
Award
it has
shows,
to be.
Please don't disappoint us.
Record of the year.
Because Jay Brooks and Nola C will be
and
on y'all
Sullivan deserves it.
She deserves it. Do not do that to her.
All right. So let's get down to business.
Okay.
Let's talk about HeauxTales compared to the previous 3 albums that we received. Mm-hmm.
What you got?
So, for me, the clear difference is that, this album, it features the perspective of, obviously, of women other than Jazmine Sullivan.
Right.
Her last 3 albums, they drew mostly from personal experience. On reality show, we saw the first wave of nuances, I think, with her restructuring her melodies through her songwriting. Like when you listen to Brand New,
Brand New,
Mascara,
Silver
Silver
Lining,
Lining,
yup.
Veins, like they have these.
My favorite song is Let It Burn.
It's just not traditional. Oh, I mean, absolutely. Cluster, 7?
Yeah,
Feels. I mean, it's one of those just ultimate love songs. But you see that her songwriting is not simplistic, but you still digest it as if you're able to visibly see what she's saying. Like the picture is it's vivid. It's honestly it's like Mariah Carey type shit to me. Like on that sense of how you're able to be comedic, yet you're talking about something that's really like piercing, yet relatable.
Yeah.
Fearless and probably still my personal favorite, Love Me Back. Those were more like vulnerable albums filled with anger, like Madly in Love, Record Level Heartbreak. But for like HeauxTales,
she was just starting out.
Right. I feel like Hotel more so captures emotion, but it's raw, it's uncut. It's
current.
It's on a ground for everyone to relate.
Price tag.
And that's the thing.
Current.
What you said is current.
It's current.
It has this crossover appeal. So it's like those of us who probably been following her since 2008, can still be in love with her now in 2021 and usher in new listeners. Like everyone's listening to this project like, wait a minute.
That's what happens when you go missing for 5 years. And you come back smack dead in everyone's face.
And it's worth the wait. I'll wait another 5 years, to be honest. If I have to wait another 5 years
and you know she working on her voice.
For Jazmine Sullivan project, then I'll have to wait another 5 years. You know what I mean? HeauxTales to me not almost, but it felt like gospel. Like it felt spiritual. You know what I mean? Like you really had to think about yourself, and it was reflective.
It was so many different scenarios, so many different perspectives. I mean, when you talk about bodies with women being the danger of being sexually free, and how you could get into a lot of things and insecurity about yourself, but you would have to own that, grow from it, and move forward. So that's what I really love about that one. And then women that's stupid and stigmatized, put it down. I mean, would you pay the rent?
Well, since you didn't said it, let's just get into the standout songs. So, what would I know you just said put it down. What other songs were standouts for you?
My favorite song, is "Girl Like Me." I absolutely love that song. When I first heard it, I was with a friend, and he was like, I felt like you caught an orgasm when you listen to that song. But it's just those vocals.
It has that effect. Absolutely.
The way, the way Jazmine Sullivan and her just sound together was just amazing. They blended so well. And you can tell her is really learning from Jazmine. Because if you think about it, I mean, Jazmine is that top tier in R&B. When we talk about R&B artists, she is. Especially of our generation. Who do we have left?
She's the most regarded, I think. Amongst our generation, who we look to as like the vocal prowess, like voices. The vocal, right, like undeniable voice where it has no boundaries. Yes, I think we look to Jazmine Sullivan.
Exactly.
Those of us who, are a little bit more, older, of course, we know of, and not to say that they're old or we're old, but, we know of Brandy, we know of Fantasia.
Right.
We can even go further and say we know of, Whitney Houston, you know what I mean? But we know an array of women, you know what I mean? But when we think about these last couple of years, when we think of voices,
she's in that number.
You point in the direction of someone better.
Exactly.
I felt like when I listened to Girl Like Me, there were 2 guitars in the room. You could visibly see one sitting and you on hers lap, and then you could literally hear another one. And that was Jazmine Sullivan's voice. Like, her voice sounded like a guitar.
I think, do the instruments go along with her voice?
Her voice is an instrument. It is an instrument.
They have to follow her voice.
Of course they follow.
Y'all niggas be making us mad. Y'all be making us mad. and then ask why we mad.
Is this a favorite lyric?
Because you don't
moment?
love me no more.
Mm-hmm.
And it hurts me to the core.
Does it? Does it hurt you to the core though?
Yeah, because when you're in love with someone, something happens and then you feel like you want to move forward, but that person just don't love you no more.
And how many times do we try to heal by trying to get under somebody else, thinking
but that don't work.
It doesn't work.
That don't work. Because you know why? You still don't know why that person left
you. But you become a hoe in the process.
But you going to make a hoe out of me because I'm going to show you. Wearing fashion over dresses.
Oof.
On It.
Let's talk about On It, shall we? Let's talk about On It. So On It features Ari Lennox. So when the Ari monologue came...
Spit on it. I fucking love Ari Lennox.
When the monologue dropped, I was like, okay, she better be on this album.
She has to be.
So I was listening to Jazmine Sullivan's interview on Magic 102.1, and the host was like, well, hey, I thought that for sure, Ari Lennox was going to be on there. I'm so happy y'all got together. And Jazmine actually said, we literally reached out for her to just do the monologue.
That's amazing.
And she says once they wrapped up, Jazmine said to herself, there's no way I can have Ari do this monologue and I have her on the album.
When she said Ari pulled up by herself, I was like, yeah, that sounds like her. Because who wouldn't? I don't care what I'm doing. I'm pulling up.
She was like, let's go.
Let's go.
But it was actually Ari Lennox wrote the song first and sent it over to
you definitely could
Jazmine
tell it's
Sullivan.
Ari song.
She got signature Ari all over that. E.
What she say?
I can't do it
One more time.
I can't do it again. No. They probably already got their hands over their ears like, what the fuck was that?
That was that Ari sound. But for them to sound so
blended
soulful.
And blended. Absolutely.
But the lyrics are so nasty. But I had no idea that I would ever have Jazmine Sullivan on
Did you add
a nasty
playlist. A new person.
Absolutely.
A new person.
I would never thought Jazmine Sullivan would
ever
be
on
playlist.
We get to have Jazmine Sullivan on our
nasty playlist.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, 2021. This is what you got? I'm ready. It's only January.
I literally was like, let me go add this.
Yep.
Boop.
Sit on it.
Who knew?
Spit on it.
And sung the hell out of it too. Like she meant it. When she held that note at the end. Ooh. Spit on it. I was like, there you go.
Go ahead. That's one of those songs that you just gotta stand up and just make that stank face and just wave your hand like, whew.
It really was. I felt like Lost One and Pick Up Your Feelings still had standout moments to me because I felt like I saw the songs through different lenses. Mm-hmm. I felt like I got to understand their place in this project, like how to connect the dots. And it made me appreciate them more. And it's like, sometimes you really don't see it in the beginning, but I totally understand why Lost One was put out.
It's the interludes. It was the icing on the cake.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And even Pick Up Your Feelings. It wasn't like, oh, woe is me, I'm heartbroken. It was just like...
That's the Antoinette tale.
No.
The pussy is mine.
Correct.
Pick up your feelings.
We don't have nothing to do with that. So if you can't understand that, then... Right. Whole new meaning.
New phone. Who is this?
So, we done kind of dropped a couple of lyrics. So, I mean, what are some standout lyrics?
Okay, so since we was just talking about this song On It, I love when Jazmine Sullivan said, "'Cause baby, it's not that easy to please me. I'm needy. I need more attention with different positions. It's like, yes. But Jazmine Sullivan, like, on some of these songs, it's almost like she's rapping.
Yes. Put it down. Price tags. Wait.
Other side.
So, like, put it down. Okay?
King Kong. 9-inch.
I spin my last because the D-bomb.
Oh, is this your favorite?
And yes.
Okay, all right.
And he wake me up like an alarm. My bitches tell me to stay calm, but it's so big, call him King Kong. when he called me up, I'd be like,
Ding
ding
dong.
dong. I was like,
Why I wrote that down.
I was like, roll with the punchline.
She got more bars than some of you fucking rappers out
Hard.
here.
And I come through with a trench on. What was she wearing on the NPR Tiny Desk?
A trench coat.
That's all I'm saying.
You know. But let me ask you this. You paying the rent if you nasty? Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Brooks will answer this question. We want to know.
I've never met someone to be that nasty to where I would want to pay his rent.
Yes or no?
No,
Okay.
I'm not paying the rent.
Me neither.
But
he said he live with his mama and everything.
if you want this, then
You better cash at me.
You gotta cash at me.
Price tags. Hundreds in my.
Can we talk about how cringeworthy that song is?
Oh my
but
God.
yet it's a masterpiece lyrically.
Yes.
First of all, I kept trying to think about my favorite lines from Anderson .Paak. It's the whole entire verse.
I love the Bobby Brown part.
Okay, and then he says, first he was like the line about paying for nursing school,
And then now you want to be a makeup artist. Yeah, that was
Please
funny.
get out before I call the cops. Like you
That
done
was
took all
funny.
my money. He felt like he's like she's stolen from him
Yeah.
almost.
I love the way they sound together. I hope
And
it
this
was
is their
a
second
trade.
record
Okay.
together. They were Jazmine Sullivan was on his Ventura album.
Mm-hmm.
Good Hills? Yes.
It's
Good
on, I
Hills,
love that. I love
was
the
a song that they had together. Because Jet Black was the one with Brandy. But they have really good chemistry.
But what a way to make it current, though. Because, I mean, if you think about it, that's in music, that's definitely the new wave.
Right. I think that she was compared, I was reading, I want to say it was in the Vulture article where it came up comparing her lyricism to Lauryn Hill
Mm-hmm.
and then Summer Walker.
Ooh.
But they made a note.
So what's Summer Walker? Are we talking Clear Summer Walker, Over It Summer Walker?
We're talking like EP mixed with Over It. So
Which EP? The Life on Earth or Clear?
not Life on Earth.
Okay, all right. So Clear and
Take
Over It.
Life on Earth and just move that to the side.
All the way to the side?
Please.
Can we put it in the corner?
You could.
Behind.
I was about to say you could do something else with it, but yes, let's just put it in
let's
the
put
back.
it in the corner.
Yep.
We make us save it for later.
I do. I think that Summer Walker had piercing lyrics. I do. I think that was the strength of her music. It's the lyrics and her enunciation.
Yeah,
Like if she had basic ass lyrics, she would not have the notoriety as she has. So she definitely has that. I would agree with that. However, they also made a note to say that, of course, Jazmine was the stronger one vocally, which is why it's a little bit more profound because she's able to use her voice as an instrument and be a messenger in different ways. Not saying, obviously, a lot of people love Lauryn Hill, and I'm one of those people. So I'm not saying that, she's not a great vocalist. It's just that if you put Jazmine Sullivan and Summer Walker in the same category, you're immediately going to say, well, that don't fit. But it has nothing to do with voice. It's literally just the lyricism.
Yeah, just the lyricism.
Right.
I think people would know that.
I would hope so.
Yeah. No question. No question.
But
Also, so favorite favorite lyrics.
sometimes you got to be clear.
So we can't. I know we talk about pick up your feelings for a while now,
We have.
but I still love the line. I'm too thick. I don't have no room for extra baggage. I love that line. New jeans, too thick.
I mean, honestly, still run it. Like, we literally just got it. So,
I want to know what what Apple Music gonna say. If they say I pay positions like 200 times, I can't wait to see what
Don't
this
be
gonna look
surprised
like
if this
at
is
the
my
end of the
most
year.
streamed album.
Like I can't wait
just
to see
a
how this
fact
is
is a
gonna
fact.
look. I
You
can't
broke
wait.
niggas can't catch me. He don't have stats, so I call him Big Daddy.
Ooh.
If he want the pussy, then he have the cash at me. Hundreds. I love that. I do.
Hundreds,
It's so
and
like straight to the point.
I love how she talked in that same interview that you spoke about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I love how she talked about what her inspiration, with the girls now that's coming out. And she said Lizzo, she's inspired by, and Cardi B, she's inspired by. So they coming out and owning their sexuality and being okay, like, well, yeah.
Because I think that
money
people shied around so much from sexuality, but we are living in a time where a lot of people are embracing their sexuality,
being confident,
where it's fluid. That's why I love the fact that the Rashida's Tale featured it was Rashida's Tale.
What lost one?
I love the fact that it was a lesbian relationship.
I was like, oh,
a same sex relationship. I'm not sure how they identify the same sex.
Best friend,
but
the best friend though. Come on.
Hey. It happens.
Oh.
It definitely happens.
That's tough.
I think we're going to kind of keep raving about her voice. But I do think the strongest vocal performances did kind of come from Pick Up Your Feelings and Lost One. But I've honestly just been kind of like...
You don't think Girl Like Me was strong?
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Because at the end...
I mean,
But just throughout.
But sure. But
you can't lie. She surprised you.
Yes.
Okay.
When I watched the NPR Tiny Desk.
Okay.
We might as well. Let's just land.
Okay.
We can start there. When I saw A Girl Like Me performed on the NPR Tiny Desk, first of all, I felt like the NPR Tiny Desk special, it just ushered in a whole new life to the EP.
Absolutely.
I refused to watch the NPR Tiny Desk special until I listened to the album. I wanted to process the album all the way through. But then it was so good, I played it back to back. And then I was ready to watch the NPR Tiny Desk special.
Yes.
And I felt like the cabaret setup, the piano, the jazz kind of vibe, that whole
she come in
feel
the trench
was
coat,
ushered in.
just
the
swagged out.
And to start with Bodies, the way she did, when you listen to Bodies, automatically from the EP, it was like, this was how many times, right? So everybody's already on point with the first, everyone's sold by the time Bodies intro gets started.
Absolutely.
But to see her perform it with this live arrangement, and when she goes into that second verse and, they break it down, she's let me rewind. Then she goes on that whole spit. Again, rapper-esque,
that's what I knew the instruments were going along with her voice. And I'm thinking to myself,
when did she take a breath?
Never. I also love how the background singers got some shine too.
Woo!
I love how she did that. The arrangements were insane.
They showed their ass all throughout the NPR Tiny Desk special.
Did.
Not only for Bodies, that intro, but the way she flipped two songs the most. Bodies and yes, your favorite.
Yes, I knew you was gonna say it.
When I listen to the other side, yes. Let me go.
Okay, you go. You go.
This is what we do. So when I heard the other side on the EP, I was like, oh, this is cool, right? Down with it. And I was like, but something about it was like, no, don't overlook that one.
Don't overlook it.
So I played it again, and I'm like, yeah, I'm with it.
Do you think it was her swag and just how she was bopping?
It was
to
the swag,
song
the arrangement, how she gets to that end. I just want to be taken care of. That breakdown, and with the live instruments, I was like, hit it. Again, power, modulation. She painted a vivid picture. Other side just went way up there.
Made you believe it.
The way she flipped those two songs, if I could I gotta build a playlist, and I could take those two audios and flip them in.
Outstanding. Let It Burn was so refreshing. I was in and out of my seat.
I love the fact she consistently performs that song too.
She girls, let me remind y'all right quick. Hold up. I can go back for a minute, and then I'm just going to make this song just become refreshing.
I would have loved to see Mascara perform too, though. I thought it would have been perfect in this set. I was really hoping to see Mascara pop up. Yeah, my hair and my nails
I mean, they could have
fade.
gave us like 25
But you also
minutes.
kind of got that.
They could have gave us 25 minutes. Just
She
like
deserves
how this
it.
EP was 32 minutes and I wanted
it's at
some more.
1.6 million. I'm gonna need it to be by 3.5 by Monday.
And how much did you contribute to that? Because I know I didn't pay it
11
like,
times.
yeah, I didn't pay that.
Well, the first time I watched it 3 times back to back. It was like
I watched it twice back to back.
replay.
And then every day after that.
Went to sleep, woke up the next morning, played it again. Then I was like, oh, there's nothing on TV. Watch it again.
Let's watch Jazmine.
I mean, today I probably consumed it another 3 times before we even begin to record this episode. And not because of the fact that we're doing this episode, because I felt like it. Mm-hmm. How about that shit? You know what I mean? By now, I probably would have already pre-ordered or, purchased
I need this
my
on
ticket.
Vinyl. Oh, yes. NPR Tiny Desk is doing nothing but teasing.
Saved me, though.
But they saving, but they teasing. Because I need a concert in my life.
They don't want,
but that's
the thing. We keep coming back because they only give us just enough.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, 19 minutes.
That would be cool to host like a Tiny Desk.
What? I want B-side songs.
NPR, give us a call.
Yeah, I want B-side songs, though.
Right?
Yes.
The deep cuts. Mm-hmm. The stuff that people don't talk about.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So... I kind of mentioned it earlier with Lost One, but that piano version, I felt like the acoustic was so dark and heavy. And I kind of hear it again with the piano. It was like, kind of had a hopeful undertone. Did we literally just run through that NPR Tiny Desk like that?
I think we did.
Oh my God.
But
see what I mean?
Good and exciting.
That's what I feel like. That can't be all. That can't be it.
It was so good and exciting.
But I mean, I guess as we kind of come to a conclusion about it, when this comes out tomorrow, this is going to be titled Jazmine Sullivan, The Other Side. And I felt like this had to be called The Other Side because I feel like we were introduced to another side of Jazmine Sullivan. Like, she's always been high, regarded, but I felt like she had a certain confidence, a certain like swag, a different drip about it. And yes, she's experienced some transformation, but she's been dealing with some tough times as well. Mm-hmm. She just announced that her mom made it through chemo. Mm-hmm. So she's had some challenges throughout building this project, a project that is so healing. I think for a lot of people.
It's songs that you can relate to. It's situations like you may not live throughout the whole entire song, but it's certain parts in that you're like, well, dang.
I listened to this.
I went through that, or I know someone who went through that.
I listened to this and I was like, this is really too relatable. It was like, how did you
gonna make a whore out of me?
Like, how did you jump up here? You know what I mean?
How you know?
But that's because we're all alike in some shape or form.
Yes.
I just watched her like thinking like, who is this? Like Jazmine, she's shining. I feel like this is a shining moment, a shining time in her career. It's like, I want more, and if I have to wait another 5 years, then so be it.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, we've read so many interviews, so shout out to all. I don't think I've read a bad
I haven't either. It just makes you want more. Like, this is an EP, but what she have cooked up for an album? Like, do we have to wait?
Is it coming this year?
Another year or
I'm good.
2?
I'm thankful.
I am.
I mean, I will welcome it all. Whatever you got.
Just throw it at me.
But.
Because I'm ready. But.
I'm grateful.
HeauxTales with the whole spell, with a French spelling. Like she said, fancy hoes.
I thought about here. Like, you know how we kind of do everything too? Like how we say Nola. Go with the Nola. So I was like, well, which is French. So
Exactly. But we appreciate it, Jazmine Sullivan. Especially, women sometimes, we hide who we really are and we feel like we can't express ourselves in a, sexual manner. So this whole thing was just about, owning who you are. It was a very liberating album. Exactly.
And I felt like it advocated for Black women. It advocated for sex, for fluidity, excuse me, for, people who do sex work. Like, exactly. I feel like it advocated for everybody, and it gave you multiple perspectives. It was nice to have the Anderson .Paak feature on there. Didn't you mention to me that you?
When I listened to it, and it was good, like hands down, it was. But I started thinking about Kendrick Lamar. I would love to hear Jazmine and Kendrick go at it.
So there's this little article out that it was called Jazmine Sullivan.
I think I really miss Kendrick though.
Do you know that she wanted him to be on Brand New?
What? I love that song.
When she wrote Brand New, she only had the first verse. She sent it to his team. He was supposed to be the second verse, and he was just so busy at the time
he
that
would have ate that up.
So, but she had to get the album out, but he couldn't commit to doing it. So she didn't even want to do the song anymore. She wanted it removed from the album because if he wasn't on it, she didn't see it coming to life. And so it was her mom who encouraged her to keep the record. So she kept working on it and working on it. And the second verse is what we hear is like the finishing touch on that record, which is one of my personal favorites from reality show, and she said it too. It's like a fan favorite. When she was at the House of Blues and she performed Brand New, you should have heard.
Brand New.
Everybody was right there, kind of like rapping with her. So I don't think there's anybody out there who has not heard HeauxTales. You know when you go into your Apple Music or your Spotify, whichever streaming platform that you use, and it shows you all your listeners who listen to it. I feel like everybody I follow is on there. I'm like, this list is so long.
Yes.
But if you have not
please do
heard HeauxTales, please do. You can also purchase it. But if not, stream it as much as you can. We gotta go we'll see you guys next time. We gotta go find out how to get our hands on a vinyl, get a link or something. But this is Jazmine Sullivan, The Other Side. Thanks for listening. You can follow us on all our social media platforms at HitShuffle_. Check us out. Spread the word and join our music conversation for everyday people.
Exactly. Oh, and don't forget award shows. If y'all play with us behind Jazmine Sullivan, we gonna be at your neck. Jay Brooks and Nola C.
You've been warned.
Shuffle. You have been warned.
Jazmine Sullivan.
And we don't care. Okay. No filter.
Oh my god.
Because we gonna fight for our favorites.
Yes.
Let's go.
Ooh.
And we out.
All right.
Peace.